Hey everybody, Chicken Works here. I've been doing some EDC backpack shopping to replace my trusty old 511 covert bag there on the bottom. Today's video review is going to be about the new EDC 18 backpack by Magpul there, you see on the left. Next to it on the top are two Vertex Urban Ghost backpacks, just for a size comparison. I bought those as well to try to compare them all. But today I'm going to do a detailed video about the Magpul one. I already created a short 3-minute video with some meat and potatoes. If you want to check that out, I'll link below. But for now, let's get some more details on the Magpul one. Okay, this is their flat dark earth model. They also have a black one. I'm going to call this the back of the backpack because as you're wearing it, it'd be further back. On the back of it, you can see the Magpul logo. And if I zoom in a little bit here, they have a little bit of webbing in the corners for maybe some lashing. A pouch here I'll go over. First I want to look at the tag quick. It's got the dimensions, 20 inches by 6 inches by 13 inches. In the tag, they talk about their everyday carry, some of the features which I'll also go into, but they highlight the weather resistant fabrics and zippers. And basically they show how it can be worn and used for the CCW. I'll go over all of that. This is the model 1506. Okay, to look at the side real quick, this is a 1,000 milliliter full-size Nalgene. You can see on the side pouch, it can hold 2 of them. It's got an elastic strap here to help hold it secure. It fit different sizes of water bottles. Looking at this pouch here, it's got a loop for your finger to open and shut the zipper. Looks like there's some sort of a water resistant zipper coating on the outside here. As we look inside this pouch, there's a lanyard for your keys and an AirTag pouch they advertise. Okay, just for size comparison, I went ahead and put some sunglasses in there. A normal throwaway water bottle, and you can see a standard AR PMag in there, just for size comparison. Okay, as we move forward on the backpack, here's the first main pouch. Has 2 spots to hold like pens or pencils. Also has a pouch here. This is just showing a standard cat tourniquet. For size, you could fit some AirPods or something in there. Also has a zipper mesh pouch so you can see what's inside of it. On the back side of it, at the top, is another zipper mesh pouch. I like that so you can see what's inside. Inside the main compartment, it goes the full depth of the backpack. You can see that. I'm gonna put a water bottle in there again so you can see the size. Okay, here's that same 1,000 milliliter Nalgene, just for size comparison. It's pretty deep compartment. I'm going to move forward to the next pouch, but this main compartment we just went over also has those looped zippers with the weather resistant seal. Okay, moving forward to the next big pouch, we've got 2 black smaller pouches, maybe fit my hand in there. Got a Leatherman or again a standard AR PMag size. As we look more at this pouch here, there's also a zipper compartment. And just about fits a water bottle in there for size comparison. But here's the laptop sleeve. It comes with one built into it. And they also sell what they call a media sleeve. I'll go over that here in a little bit. This pouch also goes just as deep as the first one. And as I talk about the media sleeve, they have this zipper attachment point you can see that unfolds. You can attach that media sleeve directly to that. I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, this is the media sleeve. I haven't opened it yet, but you can see how it slides in there. And it has the Velcro strip that would fold up and connect to where I showed you. This is a separate add-on that you buy from Magpul. It has a spot for 2 pens, a zipper compartment, and then a bigger laptop sleeve, looks like. I haven't opened it because I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. Okay, as we move forward, I like this. It's got a top carry handle, also has these corner webbing loops, also side carry handles. And that helps when we get to what I think is the trolley pass-through. I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, looking at the front of the backpack, it has these top adjustment straps. I first thought those were for adjusting the shoulder strap tightness, but actually what it looks like is you can shove some sort of a coat or something in there when you're wearing it. You can open those up, shove your jacket or maybe a sleeping pad or something you have rolled up through there, and then it sits on top of your shoulders. And then you can tighten it down as needed. Continuing to look at the shoulder straps, there's a couple of D buckles for running your hydration bladder through it or attaching anything to it. And then the sternum straps, that's adjustable. There's grooves in the webbing that you can pull this buckle out and adjust them up or down as needed. And it has the bottom webbing. One neat feature, they've got built-in elastic straps here, so as you roll up your webbing that you don't need extra, you can fold that over and secure it. Looking at the middle of the front, it's got cushion here. Here's what they call the trolley pass-through. You can use at the airport or when you're using luggage. You can turn the bag sideways and slip that up through the handle of your luggage. Lastly, on the front, looking at their CCW pouch, it has zippers. You can go either direction with it. I'm going to show you, I've got my firearm disassembled, but this is a Glock 43 and it's in a tier 1 holster, just for a little bit of size comparison. Slides in there, and you can shut it, open it, and pull it out. I'm going to show you inside it a little more, but they say it fits a Glock 19 size, and it's going to be a little bit tight. Here's a Beretta size without a holster. You know, it fits a pretty good size gun, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. I want to show you inside there, if possible. I'm going to grab my flashlight just so we can get some light in there so you can see. If you look closely, way at the bottom, that's an elastic loop. And the goal of that, I believe by watching one of Magpul's videos, is if you use a holster that attaches on the trigger guard, you can attach that holster to that loop. And then when you pull out the firearm, it's pulling, and it's going to keep that trigger guard holster with it. Also, another thing to mention inside of there, there's Velcro. You can see that. If you have a Velcro backed holster, you can attach that in there. Okay, closing out with some final thoughts. I'm not sure the media sleeve's worth it unless you need a bigger laptop sleeve. It does extend the laptop portion up by a few inches from what the main pouch has. But if you want those extra 2 pen slots for some reason, if you want these extra 2 pen slots for some reason, or that extra zipper pouch, it may be worth it. They also sell what they call, I think, the tactical sleeve, which is just a whole bunch of MOLLE webbing. They have that on their website. Closing thoughts on the backpack. Overall, seems like very quality build. The waterproof zippers might be nice if they work. I like having this top carry handle, and overall I like the way that they have the see-through mesh pouches so you can see what's in there. I like that they have pen compartments, which is something the Vertex backpacks don't really have, for an EDC backpack, people often have pens or pencils, that type of thing. I think if you're an AirTag user, it's kind of neat. They have a slot for that. And a lot of times, if you want to throw your sunglasses or something in here, maybe some AirPods, this is handy to have the front pouch accessible, which is something that the Vertex backpack doesn't really have, a front accessible pouch. There's nothing on the front that you can get into. Right away you have to go into their main pouch for everything. So back to the Magpul backpack. One thing I'm not completely sold on, I'll have to see as I get to look at it a little more, maybe even use it, is this CCW pouch. I like how when you're wearing it, the zippers are against your body, which are gonna maybe help protect it from anybody messing with it or even seeing or noticing it. Magpul recommends or suggests you could also keep some valuables in there if you're traveling. Maybe keep your passport or something in there. But if it's truly for a CCW use, I'm gonna use another holster as an example. Here's a crossbreed holster inside the waistband, and there's no chance hardly of this thing fitting in there. It's a pretty tight compartment. This replica Beretta, it does fit in there, but there's not much room. And they show it being used that if you're wearing it on your back, you turn it over, you do the zipper, right? Reach in and pull it out. I find my hand is just kind of cramped in there. And that's something that I'm not quite sure if that's a training issue. I need to work on that. Or if that's something I'm not going to be able to really overcome, getting my hand in there to get a good purchase on the firearm. That CCW, the cramped space of that is probably the only negative I'm seeing right now with this compared to my old 511 backpack. I really liked this one. A few smaller pouches on the front, kind of this medium, another smaller one on the front. I liked the water bottle holders on this one. Unfortunately, their new model sounds like the quality is just not as good, and I don't really like their new color scheme. So I ended up trying a few of these different brands. But this was a really good design. Had the sunglasses pouch on the top. As you can see, I got my sunglasses in there still. But so this is kind of what I'm using to evaluate how this one is. This one has the side CCW compartment, and typically I'm able to store, if I carry a firearm, store the firearm in there like this. One thing I'm a little bit apprehensive about, especially if people are using some sort of unsafe firearm, would be the presentation of the weapon in there is in a sense pointed straight up. And so if you don't have that firearm in some sort of a trigger guard, or it's any amount of an unsafe firearm that could go off on its own, that concerns me. If it's like a quality Glock and a quality holster like this, I'm not very worried about it. Having previous law enforcement experience, I trust these things, if they're good quality and a good holster, to not go off after years of sitting in a holster, getting bumped, dropped, whatever may be, getting in some sort of a altercation. So that's something to keep in mind. I think if you're wearing it, that wouldn't really be pointed directly at your head, but that does concern me a little bit. That I would prefer, like maybe my other backpack, that it's pointing at least down towards the ground. But again, as I compare with the Vertex, which this review is not really about the Vertex, but they have this rapid access panel, and the firearm's made to be sideways presented in there. So essentially, as you're wearing it, it's a sideways presentation. Again, with a quality, safe firearm and holster, I'm not as worried about it. I would prefer the up and down So still a little bit, jury's out on whether or not I like the vertical straight up and down presentation for that. Real quick, wanted to interrupt my review video after trying out the bag some more and doing some draws with it. I've seen some comments online that didn't like these smaller zippers. I could maybe see definitely what they're saying compared to maybe the Vertex, the big ready pull tab, but at the same time those are very noticeable, so in some ways I do like it. I've been practicing the draw and gotten pretty quick with them. Another thing I changed, I found a Velcro backed universal holster instead of using this large tier 1 concealed holster with the add-on magazine pouch. All this extra took up a bunch of space in there where I really felt like I couldn't get my hand in and get a good purchase on the firearm. Anyway, with this thinner holster, it's a lot better, so I'd recommend that if you're going to try this bag out. Find something thin, a good quality one, and overall that made it a lot better. But if you have really big thick hands, you might still struggle to get them in there to get a good draw on the firearm. One other thing I'm not quite aware of yet, since I'm new to the backpack, this 511 one had a spot for if you wanted to add a ballistic panel, some sort of soft body armor or rifle plate, you could. There's built-in panels in this. And again, this is their old model. You can see it's all beat up. This was their original covert backpack. These Vertex have a company that you can buy special inserts for the body armor to put them in there. But I'm going to be hopefully doing a review of the Vertex ones coming up. But since this was brand new and the Vertex ones have been out, I thought the Magpul one was more important to get out to you guys so you could see a full review of it. Anyway, this is Chicken Works. Thanks for watching my video. Please post if you have any comments or questions, things you want to see. I can try to do an add-on or a short explaining some things. Maybe I missed something. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe if you could, please. I'm trying to get started off with some gear reviews to help out people in the law enforcement, military, EDC, good guy community. And I think having the right gear, the right mindset, right training helps you out. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Keep looking up.